Hey, Wesley.
Yeah?
Do you like fade transitions?
Yes, I do. I use them all the time.
Well, good, because there's well over 30 of them in this video.
My only version I like more are crossfades.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of stuff that is left hanging before we move on to the final world. Starting with pretty much everything left to do here in Olympus Coliseum. So, for each of the cups in the Olympus Coliseum, you go through them normally with Donald and Goofy the first time, then you can go back through and play the whole thing again with just Sora, and then once you do that, you can go back through and do the whole thing again with Sora, Donald, and Goofy, but this time you have a time limit. So, it's always hard for me to determine when I should go back and do like the solo and timed cups, because you do get a reward for them.
Ooh,
so right there, I finished Phil solo, so I got combo plus. Extends the length of your combos.
Do you want to start over? What prompted that?
What?
Oh, just it said in the menu, it said, do you want to start over?
Oh yeah, for whatever reason, when you replay cups, it asks, do you want to play it again once you finish it? And it's like, no, I don't. Please don't.
I guess some people are just freaks that like to do it repeatedly.
I guess. I mean, once you get to the timed one, it does, it does save your time. So it's like, hey, do you want to go again? And
okay,
it's like,
that makes sense.
No. But if you accidentally click at yes, you can just pause and quit at any time. So.
I guess this is also another way you could find out what the Heartless are called.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so last time I said that we had, we got an orichalcum. I said that, oh hey, I wonder why I'm doing the White Trinities right now, because there's still a lot of cleanup to do in all the worlds, with like the chests and stuff, and I was like, I completely forgot, we already did that on a previous part. I was getting all the White Trinities because that was like the last thing to get in all of the worlds, other than this stuff.
Did we do the Hades Cup already?
We have not.
Okay.
We will be doing that this part.
Is the mystery one something you can select, or does it have to be unlocked?
No, we can select that right now if we want to, but that won't be until next part.
Okay. Yeah, whiffing.
So, gotta finish it with style. Ah, so there's Hurricane Blast. That is a little bit of a story with that in regards to my localization mod. So that is what it's called in stock KH1. But that move also technically appears in KH2 and 3, and the localizations call it something different in all of them. In 2, it's the literal translation from the Japanese, Hurricane Period. And then in KH3, they call it Hurricane Winder. But in both instances, it's only being used in the... Oh, here's the Hades Cup. It's only being used in the, like, throwback nostalgia forms. And also, the tiebreaker on which version I go with was actually Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because that move in the Sakurai introducing Sora video, it straight up calls that move, it's his down air, Hurricane Blast. So I was like, I'm not going to argue with Smash on this one.
Yeah. So I'm curious. This particular tournament gave you the option to choose what seed you start at. Can you do that with the other ones?
No. So at the beginning there, it said you can start at 50, but that's the only choice you have at the beginning. Just so that if you fail later on, you don't have to do the whole thing over again. Each 10 seeds you can restart there.
Thank goodness.
Yep. So ordinarily, I just skip straight from the first fight to the last one of each 10 fights, but whenever there's like an actual character like Yuffie here, I'll show that fight. But of course, Yuffie on her own is not much trouble.
Yeah, you are just melting through that health bar.
Yeah, so even though we've sealed the keyhole in Olympus Coliseum here, the Hades Cup is generally regarded as a part of the main story of Olympus Coliseum. There is like an actual story cutscene and events that happen later.
Genji.
I think that's a Final Fantasy reference. So something fun about the Hades Cup is that if you ever lose, don't fret too much, because in that, especially on your first attempt, you probably unlocked a whole bunch of stuff and leveled up a few times. And if you go back through and move some things around, you might find that it's a lot easier than it was on your first go.
Yeah. 1,000-Year Doors, Pit of 100 Trials is a lot like that. Oh, hey, another Behemoth.
Yep.
Looks like a Hot Wheels car.
It kind of does. So, everyone says that the Hades Cup has 50 fights. It technically has 49 fights, because there's 50 seeds, but you are one of those seeds.
The 50th seed is him having to face himself in the mirror.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I showed it. I think I did last time. Out front in the, like, outside the Coliseum entrance, it has the posters depicting the Phil, Pegasus, and Hercules Cups, but then when the Hades Cup comes up, it, like, is plastered over them.
Ha! I like that.
Because there's so many fights, like, there's, you know, in all the other ones, there's 9 each, so that's 27. That's, like, just a little bit over half of the Hades Cup.
So I'm curious, in all 3 games, do we ever get to see Pain and Panic? Hades' little minions, or nah?
Yes, we do see them.
Oh, nice. I like him. You're wearing this merchandise! Sorry.
I'm just reminded that they actually didn't show up in the one world where I would think that they would. Huh, okay. But yeah, they have showed up in Kingdom Hearts before.
Cool.
Oh yeah, so I watched a video a little bit ago about all of the mythological inaccuracies in the Hercules movie, which, I mean, everyone knows that there's...
Oh yeah.
Disney
they're not going
sanitized it.
Yeah, they're not going to show Zeus seducing a woman as a goose.
If it was 5% accurate, it wouldn't be a family film. But I finally... Oh, so here's Blizzaga. You actually get quite a few Tier 3 spells by completing different tiers of the Hades Cup.
Well, that explains why I didn't get any Tier 3 spells. I don't think I ever touched the Hades Cup.
Yeah, but I always knew that Heracles was like another like name for Hercules, but I didn't know the difference. So apparently, in Disney's Hercules, they use the Greek names for everybody except Hercules. Hercules is the Roman name of that person, and Heracles is the proper Greek name.
Really, Hades? You entered your dog into the tournament?
Yeah, so this is like the second time we've fought Cerberus, I believe.
Is he harder this time, or about the same?
I think he's harder. I think he hits harder at least, but we have more tools. Like right there, it's automatically reflecting his
that is nice
things. So I would say that he's easier just because we were so much further into the game.
And that makes sense. You know, speaking of mythological inaccuracies, or whatever the case may be, I think I read a Tumblr post that says that Cerberus' name technically could be in some way translated into spot, like a dog with spots. So it's just funny that... Yeah.
I mean, Cerberus is typically depicted as a 3-headed dog, but I don't actually think that it's wrong to depict him with one head.
It's also never been said what kind of dog he is. So it can be whatever breed you want.
Although, the much lesser-known 2-headed dog that I believe is Cerberus' brother, Orthrus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I only know that because of Persona.
My first exposure, other than probably watching Hercules that I not remember as a kid, was Fluffy from Harry Potter. That was that a 2 or 3-headed dog?
It was 3.
Okay. Man, I just reminded myself that they made one good Fantastic Beasts movie and then just fell into the abyss. Oh, well.
Oh, like all entertainment coming out of Hollywood, you get one if you're lucky, and then everything else is trash.
Yeah. Well, I can always pretend there was only one movie, just like I pretend there's only one Wreck-It Ralph.
You have to do that a lot.
I'd be okay.
Just, like video games, TV, movies, you just ignore the stuff you don't like.
Like, I will die on the hill that the scene in Wreck-It Ralph 2 with all the princesses would have been a great pilot for a House of Mouse revival. Like, I would love that.
Yeah. Ah, finally. This fight is kind of long-winded.
Yeah, I'll say.
Mostly because it's so awkward trying to get a good hit on the heads.
Thundaga.
And there's Thundaga. I do like that they at least try to make things more interesting by changing around the ambiance every, like, group of fights. Like, you know, it's darker here, like it's at night or something. Alright, I believe I jumped straight to the ending of this block of fights. Yep. Now we get to fight Cloud and Leon at the same time. At least Yuffie's not here to heal them. I want to say that I'm focusing on Cloud because he's the bigger threat. He's harder to deal with, so best have him dead sooner than later. Like, good luck. Leon, you can at least work around, but you do not want Cloud sonic blading all over the place while you're doing other things.
Leon's Gunblade reminds me that historically Gunblades have existed, but they've all been kind of terrible in their design, in that they sacrifice, when you're using it as a sword, the gun's in the way, and when you're using it as a gun, the sword's in the way. But
yeah, that's... When you try and combine two things, oftentimes it's not as good as a dedicated version of either one.
However, there is one version of this idea that is so good that people can't believe that it is a Nerf toy gun, like an operated Nerf thing, where it's a cutlass, where the gun is pointed at a 45 degree, and swordsmen have said, yeah, this is actually a legitimately good gunblade. Like, it's crazy that it came from a kid's toy.
You know, I was talking about how, like, oh yeah, definitely focus on Cloud first, and here I am actually trying to take out Leon first, because he's an easier target.
Every time I hear a Leon, I keep thinking of Resident Evil. I don't have any familiarity with either series, but...
Yeah. And Goofy coming to the rescue with his constant MP gifts.
That is nice that he can give you MP.
Yeah, and the solo cups, I've talked about the Donald and Goofy not being too big of a factor, but it really is a lot harder to do these cups solo, because Donald and Goofy, at the very least, they are bait. The enemies can focus on them instead of you. They can, you know, heal you and get your MP back up.
You know, it's funny to see that wing on Cloud, because I'm so used to seeing the one wing on Sephiroth that I didn't even know Cloud ever had a little wing like that.
I think that that's a design exclusive to Kingdom Hearts 1 here. This is not what he normally looks like.
Yeah.
Gotta do the style.
Yeah, that is cool.
And you know what? I did... I may have overstated how... Oh, I got a Keyblade there. Lionheart. Yeah. I may have overstated how useless Donald and Goofy are. If you tune them properly, they could... I think that they could actually be pretty effective. But it's hard to determine what the settings are for that, because, you know, you're having to pay attention to what they're doing while you're doing other things, and it's very vague, the settings. I don't know.
Oh.
Yo, hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, got a minute? Hades, Lord of the Dead, nice to see you. Hey, guess what? I got a place.
Oh, heck.
Hades isn't even the #1 seed in his own tournament.
That's surprising.
Yeah, and I remember Hades kicking my butt. But once you figure out the secret behind this move right here, he is not much of a problem.
That's cool.
You think like, oh, I gotta like jump or roll at the same time? No, just get in close to him and then rotate with him, and you can walk and avoid it.
Yeah.
But Donald and Goofy will die to that every single time.
I'm gonna listen for it, but it might be in Kingdom Hearts 2 when you fight him, if you fight him, where he's a lot of times his repeated line is "It's gonna be hot," is what I remember. But I could be wrong.
I'm trying to remember if that line, because the words aren't immediately familiar. If I heard the delivery, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, I'm sure I butchered it. It was so long ago since I heard it.
Because his quote here is "Feel the heat."
Yeah. You know, I've read a handful of different books that are based on Greek mythology. There's of course the Peter Jackson series.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that the right name? No, Percy Jackson. That's
Percy
right.
Jackson. Peter Jackson directed the Lord of the Rings films.
And King Kong? Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's another series, and I can't remember the name, but it's like almost a Terry Pratchett-like satirical take on Greek mythology, and it's all from the perspective of Hades, and basically talking about how he lost his right to, or how he got the duty of being the Lord of the Underworld by losing a card game or something. It's a pretty fun series, and I'll have to look it up, but it was a good read, I remember. I should have read the sequels, because...
Yeah, Hades, despite how Disney depicted him, is not an evil god most of the time. Like,
No.
the worst thing he did was Persephone.
And even that is like... Doesn't he just kind of spirit her away?
He kidnapped her and everything.
Okay.
But he's one of the more chill gods. Like, you compare him to, like, Hera. She's a jerk.
Yeah.
She's actually the main villain of the Hercules story.
I was watching... oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, and I was just going to say, I believe that in most versions of the mythology, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades sort of just drew sticks to determine who would get what, and Hades happened to get the underworld. He wasn't like... I don't even think he particularly dislikes it. It's just like, well, this is what happened.
This is my thing, yeah. And, but apparently... something called Oogie Boogie's Bash, and it was either Disneyland or California Adventure. They had a bunch of characters walking around, villain characters, and somebody said that they like asked Hades about Persephone, and he got all soppy and like lovey-dovey, and it sounded really funny. I would have loved to see a video of that. It might be on TikTok. I'll have to look it up.
That's fun. Yeah, I'm not sure if they depicted Persephone in
They don't.
in the Disney film.
As far as I know, they never do. But, yeah. But her stand-in in House and Mouse being Maleficent works pretty well for me. Because they ship them hard in that show in an episode. It's great.
Yeah, Hades can be a little annoying, not hard. Just it's like you get in a few hits, then suddenly he goes invincible and does this move. It's
Yeah,
like,
I hate
just want
that.
to kill you. There he goes. 3,600 EXP,
Wow.
so that's pretty good.
What the heck?
What are you doing? Stop! Hey guys, get away from me!
I mean, I think that's supposed to be referencing the whole, like, being dragged down the River Styx from the film, but that moment has never really been particularly explained or explored.
Depending on who we're gonna fight, I have a guess of who that was supposed to be.
I mean, maybe it was just Cerberus, I don't know.
Whoa, this guy's
But
got
yeah.
a sword.
Yeah, so this is an invisible. It is a late game Heartless. Some of the Heartless that are otherwise exclusive to the final area you can first encounter here.
Oh, that's neat.
I actually really like Invisibles. They're cool.
Yeah, I like the design of that sword. Oh, music's changing.
All right, so jumping straight to the end here with the Rock Titan. Also, we got Graviga and Ansem report. We'll read that right after. So the Rock Titan here, the finale to the long-winded Hades Cup, probably the easiest boss in the game.
You're not doing any damage.
Oh no, I am. So, oh yeah, now I can talk about the health bar. So, in Kingdom Hearts 1, they did the colored health bar thing, where each successive health bar is a different color, but they only had like 5 or 6 colors, and so if a boss has more health than they have colors, it just takes a while before it starts going down.
Oh, I hate that.
Later, they figured out to just have a little pip underneath the health bar representing each extra one, so you can see, like, oh, there's 10 of them. But yeah, the Rock Titan is very big, very slow. He does hit hard if you're really not careful, but he doesn't have, like, long invincibility frames or difficult to dodge attacks. You just whack him until he's dead. So after you complete the Hades Cup, you can do it again and go back to specific seeds instead of just every 10th one. And one of the best ways to level up to level 100 is actually to just fight the Rock Titan over and over again, because he's so easy and he gives so much EXP.
Yeah, look at all these tech points.
Tech points aren't even... they're helpful, but it's mostly the big boost. Watch this. 4,800.
Nice.
But yeah, the Rock Titan is pathetically easy. Almost to the point where I wonder why they didn't have Hades just be the final boss of this world.
Yeah, he was definitely worse.
Mm-hmm.
I know from, like, a lore standpoint it makes sense, but...
Also, the Rock Titan is like 1,000 times smaller than it was depicted in the film. I remember the film depicting the Rock Titan as being almost unthinkably large.
Well, yeah, because, like... Huh, that's fun. Donald, that was uncalled for.
It is funny because, oh, got Trinity Limit. This is, I guess this is the 5th of Sora's, like, iconic abilities, although that one is a move that you do with Sora, Donald, and Goofy. And in this game, it drains all of your MP, so I rarely see a need to use it.
Is Lionheart based on anything?
I think it's supposed to represent Leon.
Because at first you're like, is this a Lion King kind of thing?
Mm-hmm. All right, Ansem's report 7.
Oh.
There is no doubt that the Heartless are deeply connected to people's hearts. Further study may unravel both their motivation and the mysteries shrouding the heart. As a start, I have built a device that artificially creates Heartless. By recreating the conditions that spawn the Heartless naturally, I should be able to produce them artificially. This device is the culmination of all my research thus far. The machine's test run successfully created a Heartless. This may be a step toward creating a heart from nothing. The artificially and naturally created Heartless show nearly identical traits, but the two types should remain distinct for the purposes of this experiment, so I will mark the ones that are created artificially. So there's your lore regarding the difference between the pure blood and the emblem Heartless. Oh yeah, so off-screen, I went ahead and got all of the, any lingering minigame stuff. So that's completed. So, Lionheart, I'm pretty sure that when I first played the game, it was the Keyblade that I beat the final boss with.
Seems pretty nice.
It's pretty long, it hits pretty hard, it doesn't hurt your MP much. I think it actually might boost your MP by 1. So, it's a good all-around Keyblade. And if you don't go crazy for other Keyblades and extra content and stuff, it's very likely to be the best one that you get in the game.
Ha! That's a great face on Hades.
Yep. Yeah, I was supposed to... I wanted to show off the posters each time I went to a new cup, but I forgot about some of them, so...
Oh, well.
So now we have Blizzaga. We can hit the torches to get the other chest.
Yeah, I thought you already did this, but I guess not.
I did it with Blizzara.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's 2 chests that you can get here, one from Blizzara and one from Blizzaga. Because the other chest manifested on the wall behind us, opposite this one.
Is this Coliseum understood to be on Mount Olympus?
That's a good question. Olympus Coliseum is more representing the idea of the Hercules film as opposed to any one element of it. Like when they eventually do the Hercules world in much more complete detail, the way that they probably wanted to in this first game, and they don't even mention the. I think they mention the Coliseum, but you never really go there. It doesn't have much context. So it's just like, this is just sort of a place in the Hercules world.
Makes sense.
All right, time to do the time trials here.
So you have 3 minutes, huh?
Mm-hmm. Which at 9, with... I'm trying to remember what the rule is. I think you want to aim for like 15, no more than 15 seconds per... or no, I think it's 20 seconds per round. So if you can stay under that, you should have enough time for each one.
I've never understood splits in speedrunning. Or at the very least, I know, let's see, red is like your behind pace, green is your ahead of pace, and then there's like a golden split, which is like you're really ahead of pace.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so 3 minutes, 180 seconds, 9 rounds, divide by 9, 20 seconds each. So yeah. Of course, the last certain fights you should expect should take longer than others. Yeah, look right here. I was really cutting it close against Yuffie, and
Yeah.
I think this is the reason why I tend to do this stuff, especially the time trials, much later, sometimes after I reach level 100.
It's nice that they're nice enough to stop the clock between rounds.
Oh, geez, yeah. Yep. But it really just sucks to have to redo these again, mostly because of how much padding is in between each round. You know, you just got to do the whole fanfare and you zoom in on the character doing the thing.
Yeah.
Like I said before, in Kingdom Hearts 2, they really tightened up this to make Olympus Coliseum cups and whatnot much less annoying.
So if 3 doesn't have Olympus Coliseum, does it have a like tournament fighting venue or no?
Oh, I also cut it really close up with Hercules.
Yeah,
there.
I'll say 7 seconds.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Not exactly. They sort of replace it with something in the end game, but
Okay.
I guess they just didn't feel the need to do this again. A lot of the reason why Olympus Coliseum and Hercules keeps getting brought back is because it's so efficient in terms of development, like I've talked about before. So I guess for 3, they just didn't feel the need.
Yeah.
So when I first started out planning out this playthrough, I was definitely not planning on doing the solo and time trials for the Hades Cup. But I ended up doing them anyway. And in that little cut there, to the end of the solo run, was about 2 hours of me banging my head against a wall trying to... And then eventually I was like, maybe I'll actually move around my equipment. And then I did, and it was a breeze.
I hate that.
Because I was taking stuff off of, like, Donald and Goofy and giving them to Sora. So that's Save the Queen. That is... Conventionally, Save the Queen in every game is Donald's ultimate staff. There's kind of a few that are going for that title in this game, but yeah. So right here, I'm going to show the process of actually getting the fire arts from the the arts items from the white mushrooms. I got them all off screen, but I'll show this one right here. So he shivers 3 times, you give him 3 blasts of fire, and he gives you the fire arts there. And it's all down to luck which one he does. Alright, so now it's time for all the minigame Heartless. No, wait, first... Right, so off screen I got all of the arts, and when you get all the arts, you go back to Merlin and he gives you a little something something.
Oh.
But yes, right after this, I believe we are going to be launching into all of the minigame Heartless, and they go by pretty quick, and so I'm probably going to be shotgunning out info on each of them. Right there, so that's the Dream Shield, the shield from the intro to the game. The shield that I picked. So.
Right, the one on the pedestal.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, you can't get... you can't use it yourself. You can get Donald to get the Dream Rod eventually, but there's no Dream Sword. The ultimate weapon is kind of like that. All right, on to the minigame Heartless, and starting with the absolute worst one ever. This is the Sniperwild. I hate Sniperwilds. So first off, we're gonna summon Mushu.
Oh, it's such a cool summon.
Yep. Love this reference to like that one part in the film.
Yeah.
And that is not Eddie Murphy.
I would be shocked if it was.
Gotcha! Gotcha!
So, the thing with the Sniperwilds is that you need to kill them without them seeing you, because if they see you and you don't properly stun them, they will summon infinite copies of themselves, and
Gotcha!
killing them will no longer drop the exclusive item. So right here, I am super just scuffing this. So, oh yeah, and one thing about the Mushu summon that I didn't know about for a while, hold down triangle, don't tap it. So in general here, with all of the minigame Heartless, I kind of got insanely lucky. Because right there, even though I defeated all 6 of those Sniperwilds, there is no guarantee that I was going to actually get the Pulsing Stone.
Oh, it did give it to you?
It did give it to me.
Because I saw, like, I assumed that you got spotted and then it wouldn't drop it. But...
No, it's only if they spot you and you don't stun them.
Oh, okay.
So here are the Gigas Shadows in Wonderland. You go into this room, and if there's a bunch of shadows, then you know that you got it. Defeat them, and then these guys come up. The difficulty with the Gigas Shadows is if they touch you, they disappear, and they don't count as a kill towards getting the exclusive item. Dumbo is invincible, and so you summon him and defeat them all, and if you're good, you can kill them all just with Dumbo, and dropped it. Alright. Here's the Black Ballade. Black Ballade in Deep Jungle. It runs around, there's one real one. Try and remember where it is, and like I showed there, pause constantly to follow it, and it took a long time to get that, to edit in that circle.
Yeah,
and I got insanely lucky that I got the Lightning Stone after just one round. Usually you don't.
I don't
So we
say
kind of
this...
saw this guy.
Oh, yeah, go for it? No.
We kind of saw this guy, the Pot Scorpion, before in Agrabah. When he attacks you, you're supposed to either you guard him, but arrow works as well. He falls over and you attack him and you kill him.
Okay.
This one's not too bad. This one's manageable.
So I don't say this to sound cocky, but one of my talents is weirdly, I'm really good at 3-shell Monty. And I think my method is I don't actually follow the thing with my eyes. I follow it with my brain. Like, I basically you look in one place, and then you let it, like, you basically track the movement of it rather than, I don't know, it's weird. Like, and it's not, like, 100%. But.
This is going to go real fast. Grand Ghost. So this guy, he's my favorite because you just give him items, and it damages him.
What?
And yeah, so just like with the flowers in Wonderland, you give him items and they damage him. And if you give him a Mega Elixir, he will die. He will give you one of the required items and possibly a second one.
Wow, that's nice.
All right, so we're here in Atlantica doing the Pink Agaricus. There are a couple of these mushrooms around. Cast Stop on them, and once you cast Stop on all of them, the Pink Agaricus will appear. And the idea of the Pink Agaricus is that you cast Stop on it and then try and rack up as many attacks as possible, and based off of how many attacks you get before it unstops, you will get prizes. This, because of the weirdness of Atlantica's gameplay, it's not possible to get the pink Agaricus up to 100 hits and get its exclusive item here. So they also have this one in Deep Jungle, and that's where most people are going to do it.
So why did
I
you
show
do it here?
Because it's totally doable to get a Serenity Power here. Or rather, a
really
Hungry
cool.
Power. So I wanted to have a cycle of all of the worlds. And I'm not going to try and get the Prime Cap, it's fine.
Prime Cap?
Alright. That's the thing for getting 100 hits on the
Oh,
Agaricus.
I see.
So, here in Halloween Town, we have the Chimera. I hate the Chimera. So, right here, I am summoning Bambi specifically to get Donald and Goofy out of here. So once I drain all of the Chimera's health, he will be stunned, and 3 bouncing heads will come out of his body, and you're supposed to deflect them back into him. But if Donald and Goofy are around, they bounce around much more erratically. Now, I'm also using Oblivion here, the only time I use Oblivion, simply because it's so long, so that I can hit the balls better.
Oh, that's nice.
So right there, I got enough. I got the Blazing Stone, and I leave immediately because I ain't messing with this guy anymore. Hate him.
Yeah, he looks terrible.
That was the best attempt I'd ever had on him. Oh, here's the jet balloon. I hate the jet balloon, but he's not the worst, but he's just annoying. He moves around super fast. If he touches you at all, you'll drop a ton of money, and this was my second attempt at the jet balloon because I defeated him over the water and the exclusive item fell into the ocean.
Well, you said you'll drop a ton of money.
Yes, I will drop a ton of money.
Ooh.
I'll lose it.
That's
So right there, in continuing with me being insanely lucky, I got the Defender. The Defender is the bane of anyone trying to get the Collect All Goofy Shields achievement. It is a random drop from those guys, and some people, they, after the first couple of Defenders, they'll get him. Others, and this has happened to me before, you fight dozens, even hundreds of the dang things, and it just doesn't drop.
I wonder if, like, the loot
it was sheer...
broken.
It was it was sheer luck that I got it on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, I wonder if it's bugged, like, when encounters
It's
are
not.
that.
It's just a really low drop rate. So, anyways, right there was the Stealth Soldier. Shows up in a couple of places in Hollow Bastion. Lock onto it when it's invisible. Use Stop to reveal it. Kill it. It's not too bad. All right, now we're getting most of the remaining synthesis. So yeah, sorry, the way I edited that, it was a whole bunch of stuff right in a row.
You know, sometimes you just gotta do it.
Oh, but yeah, and so I will admit that off screen I didn't go back and get all of the rest of the materials. I did a save edit, and I do what I normally do, and use a save editor to give me the remainder of all of those items that I need. Because I can't be bothered to do all of those things over and over and over again to get all the ones.
There's no point
Whatever.
to, like, torture yourself.
Alright, so once you get enough synthesis items, unique ones made, you get Encounter Boost, originally Encounter Plus. This makes it so that enemies will respawn after you go 1 room away instead of 2 rooms, so it helps when you're grinding.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, because ordinarily they don't respawn after just 1 room because that would be too annoying. But when you're grinding...
I taught my sister the 2-room trick in Metroid Prime because I pointed out, yeah, the way this game works is it loads in a room, and then you go to another room, and both rooms are loaded, and then you go to another room, and the last room before that is unloaded. So I just assumed that that was how the game treats it, maybe. But I guess... I guess it wouldn't have to do that if it's less.
Yeah, it just keeps a value of how many rooms back to reload enemies. Alright, now we are doing the timed for Hades.
Here.
And this one gives you 20 minutes, which I think actually gives you a more generous time per round. But as you can see, I had about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
left
wow.
over, so
Because I would have thought
Hades
that...
Cup timed isn't that bad.
Because Hades would have eaten up a lot of that.
Nothing to it.
I have a lot of new stuff. I'm using the Lionheart Keyblade here. It's not too bad. Oh, and I also got Goofy's Save the King. Usually his ultimate shield.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because it's
It gives
kind of
it-
like a Heartless.
Yeah, it gives him more MP, which, given that MP gift is his main value to me, is good, so I equip it. But yeah, so we will see you next time with more pre-end game cleanup.